guess y'all know who it is. It's your boy Pharaoh the God, always on the job. I got five, let's talk. As always, it's real talk, raw talk. And it's that time again to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell another friend. Share, like, and subscribe. Don't hide. Them buttons ain't got no teeth, so don't be scared. Go ahead and reach, support the channel, support your boy, and above all, man, support the movement. Welcome to another episode of I Got Five Let's Talk. Good morning. Hitting one off this morning because I woke up and I seen something and it was heavy. So, it's a lot of air that needs to be cleared, man. Because there is a lot of things that it's time for the black people to start recognizing and having the truth be given to them about certain individuals, about what's really going on. And one of the things that's going on right now, especially in LA, well, in America, is the deportation, the immigration. And we see a lot of people, Hispanics, Mexicans, ask where the blacks at. So I just felt that before, people get to asking for help, you gotta look at our long-standing history. Like, where does our history fall in line with our friendship? Because to measure if I need to help you or not, I need to see where we are at as a whole. Not just as an individual. And that's what's wrong with black people. Black people sit up here and they say, oh, I'm cool with this white person or that white person cool with me. Yeah, they may be cool with you. But that's you. Let's take it on a worldwide perspective. And I want to iterate here, this is not for racial tension to be brought up. This is for knowledgeable, informationable, and just knowing purposes only. So with that being said, we gonna deal with the title. Why do I got the title like that? If we look into our history with the Mexicans on an overall scale, they ain't never fucked with us. They ain't never rocked with us. And I'm not talking about Guatemalans. I'm not talking about Salvadorians. I'm talking about Mexicans.
How long you finna be outside?
For a minute while.
Like at least 30? Because my car crashed and I don't want them to give me a ticket.
Just put it, damn, that girl, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, just double park it right there. Because the Mexican right there in that Challenger, he not leaving it. And the lady.
Oh, wait, I think somebody moved. Oh, shit, never mind.
Just park it right there so I can see it.
You can't see it right there?
I don't feel like sitting right there.
But you can see if a what's the name person come up, right?
All right, I'm going to sit right there then so I can see. But they ain't never been really on our side. Fidel Castro tried to get them on our side, tried to get them to understand. That where we actually come from, we are also descendants of the natives of this land. Why do we choose to accept and imitate the colonizer? Why? Because Mexico's a colonizer. She went to the house, Keela, Assalamu alaikum. So a lot of people need to know the history of jealousy and hatred that boils and runs through their blood. With that being said, we're going to run this short.
The Moors were a mixed group of people from Arab and African regions. United by their Islamic faith, they invaded and ruled parts of modern-day Spain and Portugal. They ruled from the 8th to the 15th century. Their arrival began in 711 AD.
Their arrival began in 711 AD. They didn't leave Spain until 1492. What year is 1492, chat? Foundation. What year? What happened in 1942? Ayer. Sticky fingers in the building. Salute to the Maz. Salute to the guys. Salute to the Maz, always on their job. What happened in 1942? The same year that these Africans left a lost stronghold in Granada to King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella, or Queen Elizabeth, whatever the bitch name was 1492, the same year that they financed Christopher Columbus to go to the New World and find land and colonize it. 1492, these Africans ruled Portugal and Spain for over 700 years. We're gonna run this content back and I'm gonna let it play through.
Were a mixed group of people from Arab and African regions. United by their Islamic faith, they invaded and ruled parts of modern-day Spain and Portugal. They ruled from the 8th to the 15th century. Their arrival began in 711 AD, when General Tariq led a successful conquest of Visigothic Spain. Under Moorish rule, Spain saw advances in science, mathematics, medicine, and architecture. The city of Cordoba under Moorish rule became one of the most advanced cities in the world during the 10th century, with a population of up to 500,000 people. The Moors also influenced the Spanish language, with around 4,000 Spanish words derived from Arabic. However, they faced centuries of conflict with Christian kingdoms in the north. In 1492, monarchs Ferdinand and Isabella captured Granada, ending Moorish rule in Spain. But they'll always be remembered in history. To the next.
Mexicans. Y'all have over 4,000 words that were given to you by way of the Africans. When the Africans came to Spain, it wasn't no running water. There wasn't no lit streets. They was just coming out of the caves. They was running wild. The Visigothic king sent a letter to the army of the Muslims and said, come and help us. They come and help them. And what happens? That's in 1492.
The African men who once ruled Europe, they were called the Moors, and they didn't conquer, they civilized. In 711 AD, Tariq ibn Ziyad led his army into Spain. The mountain he landed on still bears his name, Jabal Tariq, today known as the Rock of Gibraltar. The Moors brought algebra, medicine, and architecture. While kings in Europe slept in straw with goats at their feet, Moorish cities had streetlights, libraries, and hospitals. They introduced soap, clean water, and the radical idea that animal animals don't belong where humans sleep. But in 1492, 7 centuries later, the last Moorish king, Boabdil, was exiled from Granada. The Moors helped usher in the Renaissance, but their names were erased from the pages they helped inspire.
So these is not Mexicans we talking about. These are their ancestors. The Spaniards. The Spanish. We all know Christopher Columbus set sail in the year 1492 in the year of their Lord. We all know that. The same, but we don't know that same year is the year that the black Muslims, the Moors from Africa, who brought civilization to the uncivilized, who gave the Spanish language over 4,000 words, they lost their kingdom. And we all know the history of blacks and whites, whites and Muslims. But these Spaniards are none other than Europeans. Polish, Poland, European. Russia, European. Europe, European. So when Christopher Columbus came here, who is the person? Because my thing is, if his name was Christopher Columbus, his names would be, you feel me? Black slaves, they didn't receive, the vast majority of them didn't receive names of the likes of Cortez and Hernandez, Fernandez. They didn't get names like that. They got names like Columbus, Jefferson. So Spain, with its Spanish last names, comes to America, sees the same black people that they just left, that they just fought an independence or whatever they want to call it. They regained control of their country. Keep in mind, these the same people they just fought, nigga, in Spain, in Portugal. These white people have a deep resentment towards the darker skinned people. So if Christopher Columbus, and Columbus was that was his last name, let's see where they say the Mexican last names come from. Hold on, that's the wrong one.
If you've ever wondered how common your Mexican last name is, I got you. These are the top 10 most common Mexican last names. Number 10, Flores with 1.3 million people. Number 9, Ramirez with 2 million. Number 8, Sanchez with 2.2 million. Number 7, Perez.
Man, fuck all that, bitch. You know what I'm saying. Let me see. You know what I'm saying? They is is not playing it. But if Columbus' last name is Columbus and Cortez' last name is Cortez, a Spaniard, was it England that conquered Mexico or was it Spain? That's why they're called Spanish. So you gonna try to tell me these same Spaniards that just fought these black people for folks over 700 years and was losing. That same black people that brought them mathematics, that civilized the uncivilized, brought them soap, brought them running water, brought them homes, brought them glass windows. These are the same people they turned on. Didn't want them ruling their country no more. Because they said it wasn't good for the people, right? Or they was influencing the people one certain type of way, all right? To show that Mexico's history comes from Spain, Spaniards from Spain are Catholics. Mexicans are what? Catholics. Everybody says, oh, we didn't come from Africa. We was already here. Mind you, we love to say that we were the natives, but what happened to the natives when Christopher Columbus came? Christopher Columbus gave them blankets with measles, smallpox, fleas, all type of detrimental diseases. Was enslaving the natives. But people love to separate when they say Christopher Columbus and Cortez was enslaving the natives. They don't like to say that them was black people. But black people love to say that they was the original natives. Northwest of Mexico is all the lighter Mexicans. The ancestors from those from Spain. Those in the south of Mexico, those black-looking Mexicans, they are the ancestors of the Aztecs, who in turn are the ancestors of the Africans that came here by way of Mansa Musa's brother. You see how that works? So when we say that, oh yeah, you know, they didn't come from Africa, you know, we didn't come from Africa, we was here. They killed off the natives with diseases. So after they killed off the natives, and they done already sailed, and Esteban, who was the navigator, who was a Moor from Spain, and the Moors came to Spain by way of sea, Christopher Columbus couldn't do it. So this black guy already knew these Caucasians had interactions with black people that never set foot on American soil. They knew where they came from. You got to remember, the natives that came here from Africa, they were shipwrecked. They were shipwrecked. So when Christopher Columbus came here, he killed off all our ancestors. Well, not all of them, but he killed off a vast majority of them. Look at the Amazon with the disease. The Amazon ain't supposed to be, well, now it is, but back then it wasn't no forest. It was a thriving empire. The Mayans, the Aztecs, people come over here and they say, where did these empires go? These people were killed off by who? The Spaniards. On purpose. Thanksgiving should be called Thanksdeathing. The death of thanks. So these Spaniards came over here with an agenda already. They saw these people that they just fought with for over 700 years. They didn't want to come over here and rule. Go to Christopher Columbus's memoirs. He'll tell you that we are fighting with the natives, but these other blacker, darker humans, they have whole cities set up. We need reinforcements. Shit is crazy. Shit is crazy. I just want to paint a picture. I'm just painting a picture of, because my title is my title. I'm not going to change it. Why do Mexicans and, all this and all that? Yeah. So I'm painting a picture. Run this content.
Of the Roots podcast. Today I want to talk about Hispanic last names and why they're important. A family's last name could provide a sense of identity and continuity across generations. They also help you in tracing your ancestry and in feeling connected with your traditions and family legacy. A last name...
Alright, that one kind of like long. But y'all get the picture that I'm painting. Now we gonna move forward to now. People, the Mexicans, they helped, with certain black people, during slavery and all this. Yeah, they probably did. But they also had slaves too. They wasn't just over across the border just, this was a safe haven for blacks. Because if it was, they wouldn't treat the darker Mexicans the way that they do. Black power era comes. You feel me? We fighting against the man in prison. Everybody against the man. Black power, brown power, all this, all that. In the prisons. You know what I'm saying? We chilling with each other. Then in comes the Nazi lowriders. The Mexicans. What happens once they start getting deep? Not even deep. But what they start doing, turning against the Black Panthers. Brother George Jackson and them, read the books. Had to end up warring with the Hispanics in prison because they running with the white boys. Why are you running with the white boys? And we was just all one. But in closed circuit of y'all sharing information and telling each other to read and call each other Aztecs, let's be honest here. Y'all think them Aztecs look like these Southsiders today? These Serranos today? Hell no. Hell no. But they go tell y'all our ancestors are Spaniards. We have Spaniard blood in us. Which means they're what? They're Caucasian. European. Am I lying? Let me know. That'd be dope. Matter of fact, let me play this one clip for y'all. And this is from a Hispanic dude, too.
So what a lot of people don't know is that Mexico is bordered with Guatemala.
Yes.
Okay? We don't let them in. So the same thing that America does to Mexico, we do to Guatemala. Okay? It just, the news is CNN, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, New York Post, they're never going to show you that. But just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are
Like Guatemalans.
even to its own Mexicans. So you got to remember, Mexico was dominated by the Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look
Yes.
is because I'm 65% Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico,
Yes.
Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans.
Like Indians.
Like Indians.
Yes.
Well, we're natives, right? So we're blended. So the reality is, in Mexico, till this day, if you are not light complected, somewhat tall, you're frowned upon. To this day. So
And this is Spaniard looking Mexican. This is him saying that. 65% Spaniard. Now, DNA says 80. But he's even clarifying over half is Spaniard. What that mean? What does that mean? He says the original Mexicans are 5'4", dark-skinned, with their head pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans. But you see these Mexicans running around with these non-Spaniard cultural tattoos on them, but yet have the nerve to say they don't deal with blacks. They are doing what their ancestors did. Spaniards for spade. With the Moors, when the blacks came, gave them, they took all the knowledge. They accepted it. Once they got the knowledge, look how they repaid them. Same way the Mexicans do the blacks today. They want the style, they want the culture, but yeah, then they go to prison and they say, we ain't rocking with you. And in the secrets of their houses and in their huts on the streets, they make agreements, nigga, to commit genocide against you. And you be cool with it. Run this one more time.
So what a lot of people don't know is that Mexico is bordered with Guatemala.
Yes.
Okay? We don't let them in. So the same thing that America does to Mexico, we do to Guatemala. Okay? It just, the news is CNN, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, New York Post, they're never going to show you that. But just so you know, Mexico is extremely racist. So we have what are
Like Guatemalans.
even to its own Mexicans. So you got to remember, Mexico was
And see, what he's doing right there, he's actually clarifying, and he's also saying that to its own Mexicans. They know that these are the original Mexicans, not Mexicans. He said the difference, not me. But he's clarifying that these darker Mexicans are the originators.
dominated by the Spaniards. The only reason I look the way I look
Yes.
is because I'm 65% Spaniard.
Yeah.
Mexicans, like real Mexicans, or which is known as Mexica, not Mexico,
Yes.
Mexica, are 5'4", super dark with big noses and the heads pushed back. Aztecs and Mayans.
Like
And who does that sound like? Big noses, dark skinned, with their head pushed back. Them look like some Africans to me. Them sound like some Africans to me.
Indians.
Like Indians.
Yes.
Well, we're natives, right? So we're blended. So the reality is
But
in
he says we're native. Knock it the fuck off.
Mexico till this
Appreciate the content though, my boy. Appreciate the content. But in reality though,
So in the Spanish last name system, typically we have two last names. We have
oh, fuck all that. But this history and this hatred and this fake facade friendship that they give out is just another working of the evil octopus, another arm. Mexicans are white people. If you go to Spain and you hear them talking Spanish, you ain't gonna call them Mexican. These are Spaniards that historically, culturally adapted and lived in Mexico. That's what it is. That's what it is. They want to be a part of the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Incas, the Olmecs. They want to be a part of all these groups, but they don't want to show you who are the originators, who are those people that they are talking about. That right there is hatred towards the black man. Motherfuckers don't want to say, and see, this the thing, this is what I got a problem with motherfuckers saying, oh, we cool, I like black people and all this and all that, right? But it comes down to situations like this. If you know we the originators and all this and all that, why you treat a nigga so bad? Because you ain't? I'm just trying to live. And you hate me because you ain't me? Come on, man. They're Spaniards. They're from Spain. They don't even want to acknowledge that probably over 50% of the Spanish language is Arabic Moorish, Moorish Arabic. Shit's beyond me. Shit's beyond me. Let me know what y'all think though, chat, man. Let me know how y'all feel. If y'all haven't already, make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Make sure you follow me as well on Instagram I got 5 Let's Talk. But again, man, this ain't, racial hatred. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking, what YouTube like to say, spreading hatred or nothing. I'm just talking the facts. This is what's in their blood. Motherfuckers love to say, oh, pedophilia, that's white people shit. Gay shit, that's, that's white people shit. They always love the watermelon, that's black people shit. Why Mexicans ain't Europeans? They're Europeans that just so happen to live in Mexico. If my son is born in Mexico, he's a Mexican. He's a black Mexican. And that's what Mexicans are. They are Spanish Mexicans. There's no getting around that. These the same people that want you to believe something different that these black people just fought for over 700 years. And if Christopher Columbus discovered America and went through Mexico and all of this shit, how did Cortez get involved? Because Cortez was also funded and backed by the Spaniards, who in turn gave the language of Spanish to what we call Mexicans. And that's why they got Spaniard last names. They don't have Aztec last names. They don't have Mayan last names. They don't have native last names. It will be very, very, very hard to find modern Mexicans and Mexicans from Mexico with actual native last names. But now if you go to the south of Mexico, you will. Why? Because those people down at the south of Mexico are dark. And I'm going to do a little digging because I want to know if the Spaniards and if the Queen Isabella and Ferdinand and them was connected to them Khazarian Jews. Because the Jews are despicable, conniving, shrewd business and international dealers. They're despicable in their business dealings. They have no compassion for nothing. So it would only make sense to allow Mexico, which is right next to America, to be a drug hub and let all that flourish and go into America because it wants to control America. And now they have a Jewish president. Because if that's true, and if that connection, if those two ends meet, it's even worse for the Hispanic people. It'll be bad. But let me know what y'all think though, man. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Real talk.
So then, like, an older Mexican man won't let his daughter date a black man, but she could date a white man. Because my skin color.
It's almost sad because they say para mejorar la raza.
Yeah, that's what they be saying. To better the race.
Yeah.
Fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. So when my grandma moved to the city, and my grandpa moved to the city, and they met, my grandma automatically just seemed better because she was with this guy from Michoacan that was light skinned and white with green eyes, and she looked like Felipe, dark, short, and that she thought she was better, fool. And I swear to God, my grandma just passed, but she loved my nephew more than she loved my niece. Like an older Mexican man.
And that's crazy because his niece must be black. Like, that's crazy.
So other Latinos, indigenous, and black folks will not bring you any closer to the whiteness that you crave so much. And if this message bothers you, then it was probably meant for you. Don't matter about my pope. Nothing can stop me from saying that there is a lot of colorism, racism, and self-hatred in Latin America. I'll stop preaching when lighter-skinned Latinos or even black Latinos who feel like they're white will stop speaking about people in Spanish in front of them because they're thinking that they don't know Spanish because they're black. I'll stop.
And if you live in LA, you probably know the scandal we recently had with the leaked audio. For me, the only scandal really was that so many Latinos that I know pretended that that's a surprise. Really? That's exactly like white people pretending that they're surprised that racism exists. There are so many issues in our Latino community, from being anti-black to brown people calling themselves white. I mean, please identify as whatever you want, but it's weird. To light-skinned Latinos like myself pretending that they have the same racism to deal with as a black person. And then there is the whole other layer of not being Latino enough, not being black enough, not being brown enough. It's like our community is so busy tearing each other down that we lost sight of who is actually doing the oppression here. I had a US-born friend here in LA.
Now, what I will say is, on a minor portion of their race, yes. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I look at Mexicans now like I look at white people. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna look at you the same way. Y'all kill people when they go to Mexico. Y'all treat them bad. What can a motherfucker say? The truth is the truth. And if motherfuckers, I love it when a motherfucker say, oh man, black people racist too. What are you gonna do if a motherfucker keep calling you a bitch? Call him a bitch back, right? I mean, black people are racist by default. I'm not saying some people don't take their racist a little bit too far, but on the majority scale of black people in the world, you can't say we racist. Can't say that. You just can't. And I know a lot of motherfuckers are going, oh man, you know, you're racist, all this, report the channel, all this. That's fine, bro. The truth gets reported in a bad way all the time. All the time. See, motherfuckers just be mad. Motherfuckers, like, nigga, I love Mexicans. I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, nah, I don't and shit. I love broke-ass white people. I love people that I came up in the struggle with. But once you start betraying me and we still in the struggle to a certain degree, I'm not rocking with you. I'm putting you on the shelf with the rest of them people. For real. What do Mexicans tell black people all the time? Oh man, you cool fool. You ain't like the other black fools and shit, eh? Like, what the fuck? I am black. I am like them. That's why I'm black. But, oh, no, not in that way, fool. Like, you know, them fools is, you know, they're always rowdy and shit. And, you know what I'm saying, fool? But, nah, dog. Not like that. You know, you're my dad, ain't? Like, the fuck? But let somebody be like, go up to somebody Mexican and be like, oh, man, cool. My nigga, you straight. You not like them other boy backs. You not like them other beaners. You not like you not like them other Mexicans. Nigga gonna be like, that's what you basically calling me a beaner. You basically calling me a wetback. You calling my people derogatory names. Same thing how black people take it. So I think I got bad love for people from Mexico. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't, shit, nigga, oh well. Nigga, I'ma still speak the truth. I'ma still say what the fuck I gotta say. Why? Because motherfuckers need to know it, bro. How motherfucker gonna tell you y'all straight, but you can't marry this nigga sister or shit. You can't date this nigga's sister. She gonna get fucked by somebody. It's gonna hurt you more when you find out she catching black dick behind your back. You gonna wanna kill the nigga. So basically, if I fuck your sister, you gonna wanna kill me. You don't like black people, bro. I like you enough just to where, you know, I will kill you if I catch you fucking my sister type shit. But if you fuck my sister, she intermingle with you, like I'm gonna kill you. Like, that shit wild, bro. And I done said it on my page before, though. Like, for real, I done said it on my page before. Like, nigga, this ain't no secret. You know, the Hispanic community got a long, deep hatred and racism. A long history, bro.
Whose both parents were Mexican, but she's never been to Mexico and she doesn't speak Spanish. And she told me that in her opinion, I wasn't really Mexican, which I thought was funny. And I immigrated as an adult. I'm not even first generation. I'm a Mexican immigrant in the United States. But to her, just because my mom was European, that was enough to tell me I wasn't actually Latina. And those are the same kind of people that pretend that all Latinos are brown and act like Afro-Latinos don't exist. It's time for all of us to unite, because together we're not the minority.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not with the uniting with the Mexicans. I'm not. Because them black Mexicans been in the south of Mexico for centuries. At least decades. I know for centuries, but I'm gonna say decades. Y'all ain't never gave them no light. And they don't got no lights down there in that city. Mexico fucked up, Tijuana might be fucked up and all this and all that. Nigga, but that shit down there, they don't got no lights. They don't got no cars, they only eat fish. Like, that's Mexico. And y'all do them like that, why? Because they black. No other reason. No other reason. And again, I'm gonna say, man, I'm not trying to start no racial tension, but I want to bring racial awareness, and I want, you know what I'm saying? If they not gonna change their ways, that's cool with me. But black people, y'all niggas need to find out. I'm not gonna say who your enemy, but you need to find out who with you and who against you. And not just because one motherfucker, like we say, one monkey don't stop the show, one motherfucker don't say that the whole race is good. And that go for anybody. blacks, whites, Mexicans, when you looking outside, nigga, one person don't represent who they is. Whether it be intelligent or not. You look at the Arabs. Oh, you know, they smart, you know, all this and all that. But Allah told them, don't build skyscrapers. Look what they doing. The Africans, the originators, pharaohs, the Benin Wall, bigger and longer than the Wall of China. But it was destroyed. The Sphinx, destroyed, defaced. Why? Why? Look what happened to them with all their knowledge. A lot of their empires, a lot of their ancient civilizations erased, swept away, buried in sand, swallowed by the earth, vanished. So you can't look at a person and say that, oh, man, them people are so, and you can't look at the Nigerians and say all Nigerians are scammers, even though, you know, a lot of my folks do their thing. But, you feel me? Shit, you know? But that's not a representation of Nigerians, though. But when you have a mass representation of your people doing the said thing, that's why I don't get mad when niggas be like, oh, man, you a scammer? Like, nigga, fuck, I don't even know how to fucking work computers and shit. LA got a problem that's scarcely talked about. The Mexicans will talk about it like, oh yeah, man, my grandpa and them don't like blacks, but won't no black podcaster come out and just be like, oh yeah, man, no. That's why I tell you motherfuckers, man. But until next time, man, take care of each other. If you can't do that, take care of your motherfucking self.